standing to please find seats among us. There are seats here. I know it might be a little crowded. There's plenty of seats over here. Plenty of room for all of us to be seated in the assembly, and it keeps my mind from wanting to ask you questions. So, we see as they take their seats with us, so let's take a few moments and just ask the Lord to plant this incredible, wonderful word deeper in our hearts. A few weeks back, I was discussing one of the great phenomena of the Christmas season, one of the great mysteries of the Christmas reality that is very near and dear to all of our hearts with a good friend of mine. I was discussing with great wonder and joy the fact of the matter that no one decorates for Christmas like people in Chesapeake decorate for Christmas. I mean, it is a known fact now spreading around the world that we do it better than anyone else outside of Bethlehem itself. We have reindeer that are lighted in many different forms. We have Santas stuck in chimneys. We have flashing Jesus' borns. It's Southern tacky at its best. I love it. I love it. I have been caught up in the spirit. I have fluttering giant snowflakes that go all across my house. It's great. It's wonderful. It's your rectory. You're paying for it. You'll get the blame. And in the midst of our conversation, which at first started out very, very light, my friend turned to me with a very earnest question. And he said to me, he said, why do we do this? Why do we decorate for Christmas this way? We don't decorate for the other holidays. We don't go all out for them. Why does the whole place, the whole neighborhood, the whole area, everybody, the world seem to stop and decorate whether they believe or they don't believe? Everybody's got something up and out, and it's odd, he said to me. Why do we do it? It's a good question, and one I have to admit I didn't really have an answer for. There's the obvious kind of quick answers. Well, there are ethnic realities of why we do it. Our families did it. Our cultures from where our families came from did it. It's been done for years. It's a part of Western civilization. But none of that satisfied as an answer to me. And I thought of the great theological answers, and more satisfying for sure. It's my Savior's birthday, and I want to celebrate it and all of that. But it still wasn't right, because there are a lot of people maybe that doesn't really ring all that clear to. So I used it as kind of the focus point for me during the season of Advent, for my morning prayer and evening prayer, to try to find an answer to that question. And it took me until today. And I'm not sure I have the answer, but I have an insight. I was writing in my journal, and I began to think, we decorate our homes with such lavishness and light and joy, because I know that this year, whether I like it or not, I will have to stand before sadness. I need the light in the night now. I will this year have to stand before the death of someone, perhaps in our parish, or God forbid in my family, wherever. I'll have to see the sadness of departures and leave takings. I'm not alone. Sometime this year, all of us will face death and stand before it, and we could be drenched by it. The pain of death is so searing and so awful, we could become overwhelmed. But tonight, looking into the darkness and the lights, I sense the song of immortality. I sense a promise birthing that tells me that death doesn't have the answer, and that I can face it. I can pull up around me the warmth of the blanket and the promise of Bethlehem's plain, of a God who loves us far too much to abandon us to death. We decorate Because I know that I will have to face my sins this year. I'll have to look at the ones that I've done that I can't take back. The ones that I wish I could undo, but I have no power to do it. That have hurt others or hurt myself, and I can't undo them. Or the ones that I really don't want to undo. The ones I'm still working on to be really sorry for. Because sometimes that anger or that hurt at being hurt feels comforting. I need the grace to want to regret it. And if I just stood there, I could become so swiftly despondent that that's all I am, the amalgam of my mistakes, the things that I've done wrong, people I've hurt, things I can't undo. But tonight, somehow listening to this gospel, to the story of our Savior's birth, I sense a God in whom the past is present and is willing to go back where I can't go to free me from the shackles of sins that only His divine authority can forgive, and release me from the bonds of things that keep me at a lesser point, because He knows the person I am. I stand before my sins, but I know my redemption because of Christmas. I know that this year I will have to stand before the reality of my own insignificance sometimes. Maybe it's because I'm getting older, but it seems to me that there are more and more moments where I wonder if what I have done in any way is equal to the things I wanted to do. Whether or not what I'm doing will make any difference to anyone. Whether I'll ever be on anybody's top 10 anything. I didn't used to think that way, I guess. Was too busy. But as I get older, I do wonder. And then this night, as I stand before, wondering how I fit into the cosmos, I hear angels singing of a God who calls me by name and empowers me to go places no one else would go, to crashing marriages, to rooms filled with sickness, and hearts with despondency. And He tells me I'm more important than I'll ever know, and the most important one to Him that I'll ever be, because of Christmas. We decorate our houses because time flies so much faster. I know where my childhood went. I can figure out where my youth went. To my young adulthood, I'm still figuring that out. I can't figure out where my middle age is going. But it's going. Don't you laugh, yours is too. Right. And you know, as the pages of life flip by so fast, and if you're one of the young folks in our congregation tonight, you may not know this yet, but a funny thing happens when you're about my age in your 50s. As those pages flip by and you try so hard to say, slow down, a strange thought occasionally moves into your plan and your dreams. You say, I wonder if I'll be here then. And you never said it before. I stand before that this year. I know I will. But tonight, I stand before a baby in a manger